I was walking at Woodfield Mall when something pretty unusual for that place caught my attention. I noticed that one of the down escalators was not moving at all, and as I made my way closer, I realized it was blocked off and out of service. Now you're probably thinking, what an overreaction, how is this unusual in any way? It's just an escalator breaking down. And you're right, at that point I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. That happens sometimes at places, and it's probably not being fixed because it's a Sunday and it's hard to get someone out for that. I can't imagine there are a ton of escalator repair people just on standby, with malls not really being as thriving in general these days. But a place like Woodfield is usually pretty on top of stuff like that, so I was a little surprised to see that out of service. But I kept minding my business, and I made my way toward the other part of the mall when I noticed something else kind of peculiar. One of the elevators hadn't moved at all the entire time I was there, which was rare on a very crowded Sunday. So I made my way over there to investigate, and what did I see but another out-of-service sign. Less than 2 minutes later, as I circled around to another section of the mall, I noticed yet another elevator with an out-of-service sign, and it hadn't been moving whatsoever. So one elevator and one escalator might be a fluke, but two elevators and one escalator out in the same day started to seem like some sort of pattern, and I thought something weird was going on. Now I will note that as I walked around the mall, some of the elevators were working, some of the escalators were working. So it wasn't like every elevator and every escalator in the place was out. But I decided to just walk around a little bit more before heading home, and as I tried to make my way back downstairs, another down escalator was not moving whatsoever, and as I made my way closer again, I noticed it was once again out of service. This made for two escalators, both down escalators, and two separate elevators that were all not working for that day. I found this somewhat bizarre, but figured that it was most likely due to it being a Sunday and it being a difficult day to get a repair technician out instantly to fix something like this. It happening in 4 separate instances, though, was a little bit weird, so part of me was wondering if this mall is struggling more than it might let on. But in my mind, the only way to draw more informed conclusions was to at least wait one day and come back on Monday and see if the elevators and escalators were fixed by then. So I made my way back and went to all the same spots that had been out of order yesterday, and I will say to my surprise, every one of them was fixed, as if nothing had happened the day before. To me, that was the answer right there. There was more than likely just no one available to fix 2 broken escalators and 2 broken elevators in the same day. Might be different types of technicians anyways. But to me, the fact that all 4 of these issues were resolved within 24 hours time indicates that this mall does not have a problem with its upkeep, because of it being a thriving and popular tourist attraction and shopping center that is renowned throughout the country. It sees a lot of traffic, and because of still having good business, it's actually able to upkeep its facilities. When you go to a place like Northbrook Court, which I did a video on, there is an escalator that's out of service with a big bright yellow sign and yellow barriers preventing anyone from going on it, and that's been out of service since January. At least, if not before then. January was the first time I've been to Northbrook Court in a while. So, malls that are struggling cannot upkeep things like this. Woodfield got it handled in under a day's time. The only reason it probably didn't get handled right there and then is because it was a Sunday, and that's just a harder day in general to get service things completed like that. Thus, that shows us that Woodfield is more than likely doing at least okay and able to upkeep its facilities, unlike a lot of other struggling malls around us. So this is another instance of Woodfield showing that it's doing better than most malls in the area, if not all of them. That's about all there is to that video, but I thought it was an interesting thing to discuss and something that I noticed and wanted to share the little story and show you the update. Hope you found it interesting. Let me know any other types of mall videos and content you're interested in and other videos in general. I'm doing a lot of other kinds of things like food reviews and product reviews in general, restaurant reviews, places I've never been before, and a lot more walking videos, mall walkthroughs, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate any input you have in the comments, any types of videos you want to see. I want to do my best to accommodate and provide that for you guys. At that, thanks for tuning in. I look forward to chatting in the comments as always, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace.